In a recent and deeply personal interview, Danielle Busby opened up about the complex and often painful relationship she had with her grandmother, known affectionately as Grandma Minnie. The conversation, filled with raw emotion, marked one of the first times Danielle publicly addressed the long-standing issues that shaped much of her childhood. She described the dynamic as emotionally abusive, shedding light on experiences that many might not expect from a grandparent-grandchild relationship. This revelation was significant, not only because of its emotional weight, but also because it challenged the common perception that family relationships are inherently nurturing and supportive. For years, Danielle has been an open book when it comes to parenting and life in the public eye, particularly through the reality series Outdaughtered, which follows her and husband Adam as they raise their 5 daughters. However, this particular moment stood out as a rare and vulnerable glimpse into her past, one that had clearly left lasting scars. Speaking candidly, she explained how the abuse manifested in ways that were not always obvious but deeply impactful. Her words resonated beyond just her personal story. They touched on broader themes of family dysfunction, generational trauma, and the importance of acknowledging pain rather than burying it. The significance of this revelation cannot be understated. By sharing her experience, Danielle gave voice to countless others who may have endured similar struggles but felt unable or unwilling to speak out. In doing so, she emphasized the need for honest conversations about difficult topics, even within the confines of family. Danielle Busby's account of her childhood paints a distressing picture of emotional abuse at the hands of her grandmother, Grandma Minnie. While physical abuse often garners immediate attention, emotional abuse can be more insidious, leaving invisible wounds that linger far into adulthood. Danielle described growing up in an environment where manipulation, control, and verbal cruelty were commonplace. She would constantly belittle me, Danielle recalled, explaining how these early experiences shaped her sense of self-worth. I was never good enough, no matter what I did. One of the most damaging aspects of the abuse was the way Grandma Minnie used guilt and fear to maintain control over Danielle. Whether it was through backhanded compliments, passive-aggressive remarks, or outright criticism, Danielle said she often felt like she was walking on eggshells around her grandmother. She made me feel like everything was my fault, she admitted. If something went wrong in the house, I was the one being blamed even if I had nothing to do with it. These constant attacks on her character eroded Danielle's confidence and left her questioning her own reality, a classic tactic of emotional abusers. Isolation played a major role in the abuse as well. Danielle revealed that Grandma Minnie frequently tried to come between her and her mother, fostering a sense of distrust and confusion. There were times when I didn't know who to turn to, she shared. It was like I was stuck in this cycle of trying to please someone who could never be pleased. This lack of support made it even harder for Danielle to recognize the abuse for what it was, as children often struggle to distinguish between normal discipline and harmful behavior. Beyond the psychological effects, Danielle also touched on the long-term consequences of enduring such an upbringing. Even now, as an adult raising her own children, she finds herself grappling with insecurities rooted in those early years. It took a long time to realize that I wasn't broken, that I didn't deserve to be treated that way, she said. Her journey toward healing has been ongoing, but by speaking out, she hopes to help others understand that emotional abuse is just as real and damaging as any other form of mistreatment. Despite the pain of her childhood, Danielle Busby has taken meaningful steps toward healing and rebuilding her relationship with her grandmother, Grandma Minnie. Though the emotional scars remain, she has chosen a path of forgiveness and understanding, recognizing that Minnie's behavior was likely influenced by her own past traumas. I don't excuse what happened, but I try to understand it, Danielle explained, emphasizing the importance of separating the person from the actions. Rather than harboring resentment, she has focused on setting boundaries that allow for a healthier dynamic moving forward. one of the most crucial aspects of their evolving relationship has been open communication. Danielle acknowledged that having difficult conversations was necessary, even if uncomfortable. "There were things I needed to say, things that had been weighing on me for years," she admitted. By expressing her feelings honestly, she was able to begin the process of closure. At the same time, she recognized that full reconciliation may not be possible. "We will never have a perfect relationship," she conceded, "but we can have something respectful." This acceptance has allowed her to move forward without expecting complete resolution, focusing instead on maintaining civility and mutual respect. Additionally, Danielle has worked hard to ensure that her children do not inherit the same toxic patterns she experienced. She and her husband, Adam, prioritize open dialogue and emotional support in their household, creating a safe space for their daughters to express themselves. By breaking the cycle of dysfunction, she hopes to provide them with a foundation of love and security that she was denied in her youth. Through therapy, self-reflection, and intentional parenting, Danielle continues to heal while forging a new legacy for her family. Danielle Busby's revelations about her childhood experiences with Grandma Minnie have inevitably influenced her interactions with other family members, particularly her parents and siblings. Addressing past trauma within a family unit can be a delicate process, often stirring up long-buried emotions and prompting reevaluations of relationships. By openly discussing the emotional abuse she endured, Danielle has encouraged honest conversations about the impact of dysfunctional family dynamics, leading to both healing and tension among relatives. Some family members have expressed gratitude for her willingness to confront these issues, feeling validated in their own experiences. Others, however, have struggled with the discomfort of revisiting painful memories or facing the reality of Grandma Minnie's behavior. This shift in family discourse has also affected how Danielle approaches her role as a daughter and sibling. With newfound awareness, she has become more intentional about setting boundaries and fostering healthier communication. "It's not just about me anymore, it's about making sure the next generation doesn't repeat the same patterns," she explained. Her parents, too, have had to grapple with their roles in the situation, acknowledging both their strengths and shortcomings in protecting their children from harm. While some discussions have been difficult, Danielle believes that confronting the past is essential for growth. "Sometimes you have to break things open before they can truly heal," she reflected, underscoring the complexity of navigating familial relationships after revealing deeply personal truths. By courageously sharing her personal history with emotional abuse, Danielle Busby has sparked an important conversation about the complexities of family relationships and the long-lasting effects of trauma. Her openness serves as a powerful reminder that abuse does not always take the form of visible bruises or overt violence. It can manifest in subtle, insidious ways that leave deep psychological wounds. For many individuals who have endured similar experiences, hearing someone in the public eye acknowledge the pain of emotional abuse can be validating and empowering. It encourages others to reflect on their own pasts, recognize unhealthy patterns, and seek the support they need to heal. Moreover, Danielle's willingness to speak out challenges the societal expectation that family matters should remain private, especially when it comes to intergenerational relationships. Grandparents are often idealized as figures of wisdom and unconditional love, making it difficult for those who have suffered under their influence to come forward. By breaking this silence, Danielle has helped dismantle the notion that all family bonds are inherently positive. Instead, she emphasizes the importance of honesty, accountability, and the courage to set boundaries when necessary. This message resonates far beyond her own story, offering strength to those who have struggled with similar conflicts but feared judgment or rejection for acknowledging them. Her experience also highlights the broader issue of generational trauma, the idea that unresolved pain from one generation can be passed down to the next. By actively working to break cycles of dysfunction, Danielle demonstrates the power of conscious parenting and intentional healing. Her journey underscores the responsibility each individual has in shaping a healthier future, not just for themselves but for their children. Ultimately, by sharing her truth, Danielle Busby has contributed to a larger movement of survivors finding their voices, reclaiming their narratives, and advocating for change.